Do you sometimes find yourself worrying or thinking about worst case scenarios or bad things happening? And do these thoughts sometimes take over, leaving you feeling worried, anxious and on high alert? If so, you may be catastrophizing. And please do carry on watching, because I'm going to explain how you can stop this pattern of thinking, and in doing so reduce anxiety and depression and feel better. For the best tips, tools and advice on how to manage your mindset for a calmer, more confident and happier life, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every time I create and post a new video, which is weekly. I'm Becca Tears, and I'm an author, a hypnotherapist and a mindset management therapist. And in my work, I've helped many people to stop catastrophizing and in doing so, to reduce any depression and anxiety and to really feel better. And I made this video to be able to share some ideas to help you too. So first of all, what is catastrophizing and why do we do it? Well, catastrophizing is a common cognitive distortion or thinking error, which keeps us worrying and expecting the worst thing to happen or bad things to happen. So, for example, an A grade student, somebody who normally gets A grades, if he was catastrophizing and he got a B on one occasion, he would start thinking, he may think in the following way: oh no, I didn't get an A. This means that I'm never going to get an A again. I'm just always going to get B's now. I'm not going to get the grades that I need to get into the university that I want to get into. That means I'm not going to have the job I want or the career that I want or the opportunities in life. I may end up working in McDonald's and, then I won't be able to pay my bills and I just won't be able to survive. It's all over. Another example of somebody catastrophizing could be if, say, a guy asks a girl out for a date and the girl declines politely for whatever reason. Maybe she has a boyfriend already, maybe she's busy that evening, whatever reason, but the guy takes it personally, starts thinking, oh, I'm never going to be able to get a girl to go out with me. That means I'm going to be lonely, I'm going to be alone all of my life. And that also is catastrophizing. It's taking something that happens and making it into the worst case scenario, expecting the worst. Catastrophizing in this way shuts us off, it closes us off to the positive outcomes that are possible during challenging times or difficult or uncomfortable situations. It does this because thinking in this way causes the mind's automatic survival mode to be turned on, which causes the anxiety and stress and that sort of fight, flight or freeze state of mind. And when we're in this state, we're not accessing the part of our mind that allows us to come up with calm, rational responses or to make good decisions or come up with creative solutions to problems. So what causes us to catastrophize? We've all had difficult or challenging times in our lives, but what it is the difference is in how we deal with them in our mind. Preparing for the worst is a coping mechanism. The mind thinks that it's preparing us, protecting us from rejection or failure or disappointment by preparing us for it. It can also serve to make us avoid doing certain things. So again, the mind thinks it's protecting us from failure or rejection or disappointment or hurt by stopping us from doing certain things. Another reason we may catastrophize is if we've been used to being motivated by fear. If a parent, with every good intention has sat us down when we're at school and said, trying to get us to study more because, if you don't study, you may not get a job and you may not be able to survive and you may not have any money to eat. And, so it's the parent with all good intentions is trying to prepare us and trying to motivate us to study more. But it creates this sort of worst case scenario and sort of fear in us. Another reason we may catastrophize is if we've learned that we're helpless when we're younger. So when we're younger, say for example, if we're a child and we're witnessing something that we that is really upsetting us, that's distressing us. Maybe our parents are arguing, and we really feel that we need to do something about it, because obviously it creates a lack of security or safety for the child when parents are arguing. And so the child needs to do something about it, but of course it's just a child and so can't do anything about it. And at that point, something called learned helplessness sets in, which means that it can stay in the subconscious even when we're older. And although, when we're older, we're adults, we have choice, we have control, we're capable, we can do things, and we can change things. Sometimes it can get lodged in the subconscious that we can't do anything about our situation. And so this is the limiting belief that can be challenged and changed, but it just needs to be realised first, and then we can change it. So I'm interested in you. Have you ever catastrophized about a certain situation in your life? And did you notice what you were doing and change it? How did you deal with it? Just comment in the boxes below. So how can we stop this destructive way of thinking? The first thing to do is just ask yourself, what are you really worried about with this situation? What is it that you're really afraid of? Then ask yourself, how likely is it that this worst case scenario, what you're really worried about, is likely to happen in your life? And from 1 to 10, 1 being not at all likely and 10 being absolutely certain that it will happen. So just grade this situation. How likely is it to happen? Then ask yourself, if it did happen, how would you cope with it? How would you deal with it? What would you do to make the best of the situation? And come up with some strategies of how you would deal with this. And the next step is to look at times in your life and notice and write down the times in your life where you have had challenges or tough times and you've come through it. Know that you do have coping skills. You've been through things before, and you will come through again. If difficulties or situations or challenges in life arise, you will deal with them. If anything, you're wiser and stronger than before, because adversity always causes us to grow personally. So you are stronger and wiser than you know. And I love this quote about rough seas making better sailors. So personal growth always comes through challenges and adversities in life. So really make a note and write down the challenges that you've had in your life. And then note how you dealt with them and how you changed maybe and maybe grew personally through them. And remind yourself that if things do happen, things happen in your life that don't go exactly as planned, it's no reflection on you. These things happen to all of us. And as long as you don't make it mean something bad about yourself, it's just the ups and downs of life, then you can just grow through them and think about solutions creatively and calmly. So to deal with catastrophizing and stop doing it, you ask yourself those questions. You ask yourself, what are you really worried about happening with this particular situation? Then you ask yourself, how likely is it to happen between 1 and 10? Then you ask yourself, if it did happen, how would I make the best of it? How would I deal with it? How would I cope with it? And you write down some strategies and things that you can do to make the best of a situation. And then the last question is to think about things that have happened in your life before, challenges that you've come through, that you've grown through, that you've dealt with, that you've coped with, and make a note on paper of these challenging times and how you dealt with them. So I hope you liked this video and found it helpful, and will use those steps to help yourself to stop catastrophizing and think more positively. And if you do suffer from anxiety, I've also written a lifestyle guide of things that you can implement into your life daily that will really help you. So if you'd like this guide, please do click the link in the description below. And if you liked this video, please do give it a like, share it with anyone else that you think would benefit. And please do consider subscribing to my channel, because this helps my channel and gets the video seen by more people so that it can help them too. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching and for spending your time with me. And until the next video where I see you again, please do take good care.